Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as the former chairman of this subcommittee, I appreciate you allowing me to jump into the fray here. And let me stay on the same topic that Mr. Gottheimer was exploring related to Iran. Specifically, I want to talk about NGOs and the BDS movement. As you all know, any U.S.-banked organization that has ties with a designated terrorist organization is subject to U.S. sanctions. I think that was part of an executive order post 9/11. What concerns me is the potential for these non-governmental organizations who receive access to U.S. funding or access to the U.S. banking system to use their humanitarian or stated educational mission as a cover to actually facilitate terrorist activity. Mr. Zwig, are you aware of any NGOs, particularly those that are participating in the BDS movement, that are circumventing U.S. sanctions and that have ties with terrorist organizations like PIG, Hamas, or Hezbollah?
I don't have that information in front of me, but I can get back to you on it.
And I know that FDD has done a lot of work on this, and I would appreciate you informing Congress with all of your extensive expertise if your organization has identified NGOs, particularly NGOs operating in either the United States or Western European countries, that parade as a humanitarian organization with an educational mission, but have actual ties or maybe even financial ties with Hamas, Hezbollah, PIG, or other similar type organizations. I think that if we do discover that, U.S. sanctions are appropriate to go after, affirmatively go after these NGOs as opposed to just passively resist BDS. And I invite your reaction to that.
Absolutely, sir, and I'll be happy to get. As I said, I don't have that information in front of me right now, but I'm happy to get back to you immediately after the hearing. The one thing I'd note is for those organizations operating in the United States, they potentially run afoul of the material support threshold within the Foreign Terrorist Organization statutes. There's this Title 18 criminal liability, which is much stronger than that of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act civil liability. So that's also another thing to consider when looking at the aperture.
Yeah, good thought.